Hey y'all, I'm Heather and welcome to my channel, The Debt Free Quilter. Today we're going to be working on block 5, or the capital T block for our Gnome-ster moon. Let's get started. Now, before we really begin, here's my sample. As usual, the smallest block. It looks pretty complicated, right? Not so much. See, we're using units that we have already made in previous blocks. So we have some flying geese and some half square triangles. So we're going to get started with making those today. Now, the first thing that I want to do is I want to mark my squares for my half square triangles. Here's one way you can do that. You could draw a line from corner to corner. I don't do that. I just don't. I draw a line a 1/4 inch away from center. And that will be my sew line. And there we go. And as you can see on this one, I made a boo-boo. So we will cut on that line right there and sew on this other line out here that I'm fixing to draw. And there we go. So we'll just cut on this line here in the middle and it won't be a big thing. Next, we need to cut our background squares for our flying geese. And some of these are just stinking cute. So we go from corner to corner on these because this is the line we're going to sew on or right next to. And it moves. Come on. Let's get a smaller ruler. That might help. So I just line this up just slightly off the tip so that my line will go directly from that corner to that corner. Now let's speed this mess up, shall we? But before we do, I am using a Frixion pen. These disappear with heat. If you're taking notes with them, for heaven's sake, don't leave them in the car, especially not during the summer. You won't have notes left when you come back. They disappear with heat. Some say that the lines can come back and be visible if the weather gets cold enough, if the quilt itself gets cold enough. I have not had this happen, but I am careful and I try to use a lighter line. I don't want to be just pressing down on it. But anyway, let's get these marked and then we'll get to sewing. All right, now we're going to sew on our lines. Take those out of the way for now. Now this one, I'm going to fuss with this with some of these a little bit, so that they turn out real cute. Okay, let's trim. Okay, we're going to start with our half square triangles and we're just going to trim them apart. And set them aside for right this minute. Don't need them anymore for just now. Now, I pull out my smaller ruler so I can control it better. I check. I line up my 1/4 inch. Cut. Now, for time's sake, we're just going to press these with my handy pressing stick. And then we will go and press everything and open everything up. At the end. Alright, let's go press everything. Alright, before we sew it together, obviously, we've got to figure out what we want to go where. Now, the focus fabric is pointing into the middle, and the background fabric is pointing to the outside. I think I'm going to switch these. Okay. Now I think I want these flying geese in the middle and these on the outside. Now we have all our flying geese pointing into the middle and our half square triangles pointing into the middle. So the next thing that we do is sew together our flying geese units to make them single units, and then we will press those and sew our rows together. Okay, now to sew these together, we flip the outside one on top of the inside one. We align our corners and we aim for that X where our flying geese sides have come in. Let's see how these turned out. Oh, very nice. Let's go press them. Now I'm pressing these towards the least bulky area I can. So the back is going to look like this. All right, back to the sewing machine. All right, now when we go to press these, I'm just going to finger press them for right now, get everything assembled, and then go back to the iron and press these. We want to press the top row to the outside where there's going to be less bulk, so that this will lay nice. And we're going to add our other piece over here. We want this center one to press to the inside again, so it will lay nicely. Then this last one again, we want to press to the outside. Once again, pressing this side over to the outside, this side to the middle, and the last one to the outside. And then we're just going to sew our rows together. Now once again, I'm going to press this towards the middle. It may have some more bulk on the outside of the block, but the inside will line nice and flat. Let's go press. And there we have our medium capital T block. So now we have our capital T block in medium and small. As always, the large one will be coming in time lapse later this week. I hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, it looks complicated, but it's using building blocks that we've made previously in our journey with this quilt. Just some half square triangles and some flying geese. So not so hard after all. Have a great day. Have a great week. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.